to episode 76 of Thrashcast. My name's Billy, and here with my co-host Jim and Ken. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right, sir.
Oh man, we're doing awesome. We got everything going on. We got Christmas coming,
Yep.
Triumph.
Yep.
Life is good.
There you go. More to come on that one. So just I'll start with a quick reminder. Where can you find Thrashcast? Of course, on the website, www.horrormetalsounds.com. And of course on YouTube, Horror Metal Sounds at Kenji.2864, and continuing to be on Rumble, Spotify, and TikTok. And
Yep.
as always, I guess our Christmas wish is if you guys could go ahead and subscribe to the channel,
Hmm.
like our
Yeah.
weekly podcasts. We've talked a bit about in the past. We passed the 10K mark, but we're still aiming for the 15K or the 20K. So still lots of work to be
Yep.
done. So again, thanks everyone for subbing, and for any newcomers, please feel free and hit that subscribe button. A bit of a special episode today, the agenda. So it's my personal favorite episode of the year, our top 15. So top 15 albums of 2025. Doesn't have to be thrash. I know in my case, I got a couple that aren't thrash. Just what are your top 20, top 15 albums? We're going to kick it off with a couple 2025 related questions to get into the spirit. But before I do that, anything you guys want to raise or discuss quickly? Ken, maybe
Sure.
start with you.
Yeah, I just wanted to, and I know they will be watching this episode. So Jim and I, and you, Billy, we've all worked with Kim and Jason. So we wanted to wish them congratulations on reaching 10K followers, which is fantastic. So they've built that up, a little over what, 2 years now, almost 2 years. So we just want to give them a huge, huge shout out. We're happy, and like us, reaching 10K is a pretty good
Yeah,
milestone. So yeah, it's all good all around, man.
Cool, cool.
awesome. No, congratulations to them for sure. It's awesome. Great milestone.
Yep,
Awesome.
very
Yeah.
cool. Anything, Jim, you want to cover?
Yeah, just quickly. Obviously, I let the cat out of the bag earlier there, but the three of us will be attending. The Triumph show that's been talked about over the last few days. I mean, we were all blessed to hear that there's going to be a sort of another Triumph tour going on. And I think it's great. The original three members will be, hopefully trying to hit most of the shows, but we'll be there in some way, shape, or form. And I got to be honest with you, really exciting. They're coming to Halifax. You guys will see them in Toronto. Pretty much their hometown. So you guys are really lucky. I mean, I saw them back in, I can't remember the year, but I think it might have been 84, and it would have been Thunder 7 tour. And it just blew my mind. That's my favorite Triumph album. I know a lot of hardcore Triumph fans are like, it's when they started to change a bit. But for me, 14 years old, I love that. I love that album. So Spellbound and Follow Your Heart and all that is really good. And every time they've come to Halifax, they've done extremely well. And I hope tickets go really good, and I hope they get a really great crowd. And I can't wait to see what they have in store for us.
Yeah.
Cool. And I guess it's entirely possible we have some new thrash fans who don't have a clue who Triumph is.
Yeah,
Right, like
Yeah.
let's face it,
yeah,
like if they're not they've sort of not been, I mean, although I guess that if you watch hockey they did kind of they became a bit popular again in the spotlight for a bit in the playoffs, but hockey playoffs, but yeah, I mean they were essentially like what we, I guess, hard rock, right, you'd call
yeah.
them, like a hard rock band from Canada that was like, quite big in the late 70s and early 80s, I guess was their prime period. So they were on the radio. They were selling out like stadiums in the US. So it was like often there'll be Canadian bands who don't hit it big in the US, but that wasn't the case with Triumph. I think they did quite well in the US and even in Europe, probably.
Yeah, well,
I
the US
think
Festival
so.
there, they slid into that slot I think it was Joe Cocker was removed because he wasn't. It was kind of a metal day, and
Okay.
so they got that opening slot on the US Festival, and I think they really, or no, they might have been behind Motley Crue. Motley Crue was only, they were only young then. I think it was '83. So really, really cool. You know what, you're not going to get a better show. I mean, you guys remember the shows from back then, and if there's anybody new out there, who's definitely go on YouTube and check out some videos and just the I guess the pyrotechnics and the laser shows. Remember, these are in the mid and early '80s when this was in its infancy, and the guys, the trio, just were so into it, and I think that's what was really cool. I'm kind of, there's a part of me that loves the fact that they ended it at a certain time, like they kind of ended on top in my mind, but I would have liked this tour maybe 15 years earlier, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So,
Well, I don't know. I think it was way premature for them to put
so
in
do
some
I.
band. I mean, you bring in Phil X,
Yeah.
who's a good guitar player,
Yeah.
and then they do the one album, and I like that album, even though it's more of it's pretty close to being a heavy metal album.
Yeah.
It's a lot heavier, but I wish they would have put out another album in the '90s, but they just decided not to, which is too bad. So I don't know. No more music. No more music. They won't be putting out. They won't be going back in the studio anytime soon. Although they have worked with Rick on one of his solo projects a few years back.
Yeah.
He brought them both in to help him out on, I think, 2 or 3 songs. And I forget what project that Rick was doing, but he has worked with them. And they did that Sweden festival back in 2016, the reunion.
That's right.
I know they had the live album that came out for that, but
yeah.
So I mean, it's not like they haven't been playing.
No,
to some degree, but I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. All right, so let's get into the year in review, if you will, for 2025. So let's start with we got a couple questions here, so let's go through them. They're kind of fun, some of them, and I'm kind of curious to see what you guys come up with. So the first one's pretty straightforward. Favorite 2025 concert experience? Ken, let's start with you, and I'm pretty damn sure I know your answer.
Oh yeah,
I know it.
Okay. Yeah, to me, it's Warbringer was my favorite show of the year.
Oh no,
I
it's
thought
not what
it
I
was
thought. I thought you were going to
Sacrifice.
say Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. You know what? That was a really good show too. Don't get me wrong, but the Warbringer show was awesome because
Okay.
I've seen Sacrifice before. Warbringer I've never seen.
Okay.
So for me, it was a really really good show. I really enjoyed it. I know you were there too, Billy, at that
Yeah.
show. My only complaint was that it was an hour. They only played an hour, which kind of sucked.
No.
But Skeletal Remains was okay. Allegion was okay. It was a really good show. I had a good time.
Yeah,
I had
no,
a
me
really,
too.
really
It
good
was
time.
good.
Yeah, it was a solid show. All 3 bands gave it their all. No complaints. I don't even know Allegion, and was the first time I know you, Billy. You were saying that
I like
after
them.
the show, you were like, and Jim too. Yeah, you were saying the same. You guys got into them, and they're actually a pretty good band, like for death metal. Yeah, it was a good show. That was my favorite show of the year. I mean, honorable mentions to Sacrifice. That was an awesome show too. For sure, that was a great show. But Warbringer, I'd never seen him before. It was my first time, and I had a really good time. Yeah, I love that.
Cool.
That
Jim?
was mine.
Yeah, I had a pretty lean year. We didn't get really any metal shows that came, but my favorite show was Justin. Well, there's only 3 shows I went to this year, and that would have been Parabolus, which is the Tool cover band. Now, I got to admit, like, it was amazing. They played like a 1,500 seater, and it was sold out, and it was just, they put on one hell of a show. But I'd have to go, and then I saw non-metal band Bush, with like Gavin Rossendale, and I got to admit, he put on a great show as well. That was cool. Good. But my favorite would have to be Leonard Skinner. Saw them in September. The Outlaws opened for them, and I don't think I've ever been to a show where the age, like, you had 12-year-olds there with their parents, you had teenagers. I was wearing an Obituary shirt, so but the people sitting next to me were in their late 60s, and it was a great crowd and a great show. And they did such a great memorial thing up there, and just, oh man, they played all the hits, and that's what you're going for. I consider myself a Leonard Skinner fan, but I'm not I don't own all their albums, and this was the first time I got to see them. I mean, when they formed, I wasn't even born, so none of us were born at that point. So, in all fairness, we could never see the original members. We were just frankly too young. So seeing that was the next best thing, and I had a blast. So
cool. All right. So yeah, for me, it's kind of like two of them. The first was on earlier this year, 70,000 tons of metal cruise. It was discovering a band along with the whole ship called Warfield, and they'll show up in my top 15.
Yes.
But like, I mean, this is like a German thrash, a German thrash band, plays old school thrash. But like most of the thrash shows we see these days are like the legends, like Testament, Creator, and they're fairly static people nowadays, right? They're not, maybe Anthrax, Scott Ian is somebody who's still quite active, like for the older bands. But what Warfield though, I mean, they were insane. Like they never sat still. Like they're playing their instruments, singing, and they're literally running from one end of the stage, jumping off the amps. Like it was crazy. I haven't seen anything like that in years. And then it's still playing this like really fast music. So that was very impressive. And, of course, with 70K, every band plays twice. So I got to see them 2 times over 5 days. So that was really cool. And I love the band. So that was.
Did you get to meet them?
No, like I didn't go to any of their meet and greets. I don't know why, I guess, but like I did see them walking around the ship all the time, but never really I didn't even know if they spoke English well. But
yeah.
And the funny thing about Warfield was there was a cancellation like the day before the ship was leaving. And they were able to get Warfield from Germany to come down that night and get right on the ship and leave.
Nice.
You could never have gotten a more last minute band. And they turned out to be fantastic. So it was just a cool experience. And then, of course, I'll go Sacrifice. Sacrifice in Vancouver. And so that was a long trip for me. Went out from Toronto to Vancouver I took a flight. For the weekend to see that show. I mean, the band was killer, like as Ken said. That show meant a bit more to me. Like they only did Vancouver and then they were doing Toronto like 3-4 months later. But as I let everyone know, I was kind of, I'm going through, fighting this cancer stuff. So I couldn't get to see Sacrifice in Toronto. I was a little too weak at that, at that point. But it just made that Vancouver show even more powerful. More memorable to me. I'm so glad I went because I would have missed like the Toronto one. So, those are my two. It was tough to to narrow it down.
Cool.
Okay, next question. 1 or 2 albums that you're most looking forward to in 2026. Jim, we'll start with you.
Well, to start with is Megadeth. I mean, I even got tickets today to go to the movie. They're playing. It's called Behind the Mask. It's so in January 25th here. I think it's 2 days. They're doing. Dave Mustaine's got like a documentary thing happening. So it'd be 2 days after the album's release. So I'm gonna go see that with some friends. So Megadeth. But I gotta admit, I'm looking forward to Creator's new album. I think the last single was phenomenal, and all 3 singles are really good. But man, it's just mind blowing. I gotta go with excuse me. I'm gonna go with just 2 quick other ones. Obviously, Anthrax. If Anthrax gets their date together and come out with something, I'd love to see a single come by the spring, and we can get see what that. It's just I'm wondering what the heck it's gonna be, and I'm so excited about it. And then last but not least, give a plug to one of my favorite bands out there. Alcatraz will be releasing another album, a full like album coming out sometime in 2026. So I'm looking forward to those. Are my four that I will say they'll probably make my top 15 next year when we do this.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of those may make all our top,
Yeah.
or at least a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
Ken, over to you.
Well, Anthrax is obviously the number one for me.
Yeah.
I was doing some research and I did see that Charlie has mentioned that they were planning a single to come out at the end of December.
Oh,
So
nice.
I suspect that's not going to happen. I would think what you'll get is a single dropping in January. That's
Yeah, I think
what
so.
my assumption is, because he was pretty clear on that December was what they wanted, the launching pad for a first single. But I think it's gonna drop in January. I'm pretty sure, but that's my number one pick, really. I mean, yeah, Megadeth. I'm looking forward to that. That hopefully it's a really good album. The
Yeah.
Crater, yeah, Crater's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure there's way more, but probably the three I could think of off the top of my head.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, similar to you guys, like Megadeth and Creator, are two that come to mind. But we've already gotten a few singles, right? We have a
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
good sense of what to expect. So
yeah,
kind of the Anthrax is the one that's a total
Yeah.
mystery. So
yeah.
I'm probably most excited, whether I like it or not, to actually hear what they're up to. So, and then the only other one is one of my favorite bands, Soen, Soen,
Yep.
Swedish prog metal band. So they have a new single out that's like so good. So in January, their album Reliance comes out. It's just such a emotionally powerful band.
Cool.
Yeah, I really like that band. So that's another big hitter for me.
Do you know what I'm hoping for, guys? With
Right.
Anthrax, you know what they should do? They should do the same thing Metallica did with when they just came out of left field and released a single one morning. And I think don't do it on a Friday, just do it like on a Wednesday, and do it, boom, and then just knock everybody off like, whoa, Anthrax has a new, and just create that buzz because I think it's going to be a huge album.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out soon enough, hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, question number 3. These are interesting, like 3 and 4. So, what is your most disappointing metal event in 2025? Ken, why don't you start this one?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Dark Angel.
Steve Souza leaving Exodus. Come
Oh,
on.
Oh, I thought,
Like,
Ken, I thought I had you pegged for Ozzy's death.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I that's
I
true.
know you said that hit you big time. So,
Yeah, Ozzy. Yeah, of course, that was a bummer. That was disappointing. But I mean, in terms of like big band news, I mean, yeah, the Exodus thing is shit. I'm sorry to say, that's just awful, awful. And I don't care if they got 2 albums prepped, whatever. I don't even like Rob Duke, so I'm not at all excited about these albums. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I like Steve Souza. He is the voice of Exodus, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens.
yeah, that's a good one, actually. I didn't think of that, but yeah, that would be.
I remember we talked about it a lot, like when the news came
Yeah.
out. We were all like, "What? He's leaving?" Because
yeah.
it was kind of a surprise.
I think
I should have put those albums. I kind of really want to hear the Anthrax or the Exodus album or albums.
Well, you will hear it. Yeah, you will hear
Yeah.
it for sure. Because it's coming out in April, like I believe.
Nice.
yeah, or March, I think.
Yeah, March or April. Yeah,
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah, I thought I saw on Steve on Zetro's podcast. He was actually had I'm having a mind blank now. The singer you don't like, Ken. What's his name again?
Dukes.
Yeah, Dukes. Yeah, Rob
Yeah.
Dukes. Yeah, he was actually had Rob Dukes on his podcast again.
Oh,
He did have them for 2 episodes years ago. But yeah, he came back on again. So that's interesting. They
I think they're friends.
yeah, they
Yeah.
appear to be.
I
That's
think
what
they're
I was.
friends.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
far as
hell,
I
not,
know.
they didn't fire each other, right? They're
Yeah.
going off of Gary, right? So
and even
Yeah.
Zetro wrote some music. They wrote a song with Chuck Billy for the New Testament album. So
Yes.
I think that's pretty cool that they're all friends like that. That's pretty good, pretty cool.
yep. Okay, Jim.
Well, I mean, two things. I guess you could look at it. My most disappointing kind of not really event, but album would be the Dark Angel album.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good one.
I was a little bit like, man, just waiting that long, and like I like to err on the I'm usually a lot nicer. I always look at the nice part of it, but man, I couldn't find anything. I'm not even going to buy it, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the Zetro thing kind of pissed me off too. Especially, I felt that Exodus was gaining momentum, and I get to see them now for the first time, but it's going to be with Dukes in March, and then but obviously for a death, I mean you got Ozzy Osbourne's death there. I mean, especially the way it came around, I think it was weird. I liked the farewell Black Sabbath concert. I mean, obviously, all three of us watched it, and I thought he did extremely well. And I'm glad he did the songs they did. And then obviously, a week and a half or 2 weeks later, he passed, which was kind of definitely heartbreaking. And there's a hole there for sure, But yeah, that would probably be mine.
Okay. Yeah, you had mine. It was the Dark Angel album.
Yeah.
So yeah, just for all the time that went into it, it I don't know, just didn't it sound rushed and like half finished kind of a thing. And I
Well,
don't
when you have a band like Sacrifice who releases a masterpiece as good as their older stuff, and
yeah.
then you have Dark Angels first, Dark Angels albums, we love them, and then this came out and it's like, oh God.
Yeah, well, that's a good if you compare it, if you compare those two as
Yeah,
comeback albums, yeah, they're night and day.
yeah.
All right. So Jim, sticking with you, most exciting metal event in 2025.
I God, the most exciting metal event. Yeah, this one's I, I think it's well for me, when it's coming in 2026 is the Megadeth tour coming to Halifax.
You found out in 2025.
Yeah. So for me personally, having Exodus, Anthrax, and Megadeth on the same bill, this is like finally a metal show coming to Halifax. That's kick ass. I mean, Megadeth was here 2 years ago, but they brought Bullet for My Valentine, and it just but this is just going to be so awesome. I couldn't pick another, like, I mean, maybe throw Testament in there would have just put the cherry on top, but holy shit, that's going to be wicked. I think the biggest event would be the fact that we're getting rumblings of Slayer maybe touring. We've had Slayer shows at the in Chicago, and one in Quebec City, and I think there's one in Quebec City, and they sound phenomenal. So, and then we've heard the rumors of what's going on with what's his face, the guitarist there. Oh God, I'm drawing him. Sorry,
Kerry King.
Kerry King, where he's putting out a new album, but he's not going to tour for it. So we're thinking
That's what he said. Yeah,
there's a possibility that there might be something rumbling in Slayer for not necessarily a new album, but maybe a tour.
Why do you think there's new Death Angel music, dude?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
that tells you everything you need to know.
Yep, exactly.
Mark's going back to his band.
Yep. So I think that's probably the big. That's Chicago. When I saw the footage for the Chicago show there, and it just blew my mind. And then watching them play at the Black Sabbath, the farewell show. Oh my God! I mean, just watching Tom Araya look over at Kerry and like, whoa, that was cool, man. That was the best performance. One of the top 3 performances. Probably my favorite performance at that show.
Cool. Yeah, I'll throw mine in because it feeds right off of yours. So, for me, I think the most exciting metal event was like back to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, metalheads from all over the world like tuned in that day. I was going to say live, but I think it was on an hour or 2 lag, but relatively live.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody watched it. We all watched it. I mean, it was great to see Sabbath do those couple songs, Ozzy's final show, and just amazing lineup of bands.
Yeah.
You may not have liked them all. Everybody has different tastes, but yeah, to see Slayer up there, that was like the best thing of the show for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just really cool. And then like you knew it was an event because after the show, all the YouTube metal channels and the metal channels everywhere, they were all talking about it and discussing it. And so yeah, for me, that was the most exciting and biggest event of 2025.
And
But
you know what? That's a great. They pulled that off. Like you got to give the whole Sabbath Aussie Sharon team. They pulled that off. Like I logged in, could log. I went to the beach that day and logged in on the beach while my daughter was in the water, and I was like, I watched that whole thing, and then I rewatched it again, and I tell you, it was done so well. Like the turnaround was like 5 minutes between bands. There was no big lag. It was I thought it was so well done.
hmm, yeah, I agree. Ken, what's your most exciting event?
The same as you guys.
Yeah.
Black
Oh, okay,
Sabbath.
cool.
I mean, it's the end, right? That's
And
why.
Anthrax was there. Anthrax was one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
Anthrax was cool. That Slayer was probably my favorite
Yeah.
performance. I thought they had a really. You're right, Jim. When they looked over at each other, yeah, it was like they knew like this is it. Like this
Yeah.
is like the mecca or the pinnacle of a show like that. And like you're honoring Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and let's be honest, it's the biggest icons in heavy metal.
Yeah.
And I think the send off was good. I mean, the only really drawback to me was the end
Yeah.
when Sabbath played like 5 songs and he didn't. You wanted more from Sabbath, but that's maybe Ozzy just couldn't go. And evidently, because he died 2 weeks later, he probably was because I read that his doctor told him not to do the show.
Yeah.
Said it's not gonna go well for you if you do the show. So I mean, he must have been really really bad.
Yeah.
Like his health must have been just about ready. So it's sad. It's really sad. But that was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Yep. No, I agree. Okay, so question number 6. What are some of your, I mean, of course, we want people to watch our our podcast here, but what are some of your other favorite metal channels outside of Thrashcast? Ken, we'll start with you.
Well, there's two that I watch the most. Sea Tranquility is the one I watch all the time because I like Pete and I've been watching that channel and reading the website for years. And Thralls of Metal, I also like. I like those two guys. They're funny. I like it because they're really into like reviewing albums. So like every
Yeah.
like 2 days they got a new album review, and they review everything, which is what I like. It's not just we're just doing death metal. They do everything under the sun. So I kind of appreciate that they do that, and they're honest and they tell you pretty much get a good impression of what they think of the album. They do a good job talking about the music, and the two of them work well together. I know it's mostly those two guys, but when they bring in the other dudes, it's all right. I watched their one on Ozzy, which was after his death, and there was like 4 of them, and they were all, you could tell they were all just like, they're all bummed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that those are the two channels that I really like.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I'm a big fan of those as well. Jim.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sea of Tranquility as well. I think it's really good. I mean, I'm good friends with the guys over at the Metal Voice as well, which is kind of cool. But I like Almost Human, Rat Salad Review. There's some really good stuff there. People should definitely check out, and we're all, everybody's all kind of in this together. So, definitely, there's some great stuff there.
Cool. Yeah, for me, like from like a metal, I like Sea of Tranquility too, and partly because it's so broad what it covers. But like when it comes to metal, for me, probably my favorite is Heavy Metallurgy. So that's like an epic every Friday night live podcast where they have various topics and they essentially bring on like they brought on the Thralls of Metal guys before. They generally always have a guest of another guy who has or a couple of people who have their own YouTube channel. So you get a good mix of views. And then the other one would be Scott Waters, who's probably the OG, the first like pure metal guy who started doing YouTube at the very beginning, showing off metal. And so he really knows his stuff, his thrash, his everything. He was in a thrash band, and he basically designs albums and album covers for metal bands. So he's got a cool thing. He has his own thing where he does his recent pickups, and he has a round table with like two or three other guys where they talk about it. And so, yeah, I mean, if you like our channel, you should check out those channels. And then I'll shout out to my buddy Darcy over at Six Strings Nine Lives too. He's just everyday nice guy doing metal. So
yeah, that's a good channel.
um, cool. Okay, so then here's a band, I guess not a positive spin, but what band needs to call it quits for 2026? Ken.
Oh, Motley Crue and Don Dokken.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
talking, yeah.
Don Dokken needs to retire. I just that no, his voice is shot. Oh God, and he's like now he's feuding with George Lynch again. Like,
Yeah, I saw
why?
that.
Why are you guys fighting? Like, just move on with your life. Like, my God, it's like Motley Crue, same thing. It's like they need to retire. Oh, terrible.
That was my
And,
pick.
yeah, but that's the two I would take.
And now Motley Crue, I mean, that, with all the fighting with Mick Mars, like I just don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
You're right.
and now you have that new clown John Five or whatever the hell. I had no
John
interest
Five,
in
yeah.
seeing him.
Marilyn Manson, guitarist.
And of course, Vince, we know, doesn't have the best vocal cords, but
No.
I always
No.
give him a kudos for trying. But and then like there was this famous clip going around, one of the last shows they did, Motley Crue. You had Nikki Sixx, who's like kind of the lead of the band, I guess you would say. And he couldn't care less. He had no interest on being on that stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't get it, but yeah, well, I'm obviously I get it. They're doing it for the money. But yeah, they should call it quits. And
Yep. I
uh,
agree.
I don't know about AC/DC. I've been hearing bad things about their final tour, and it's over in an hour. And like Angus
But
is like just hanging on, like he looks like he's 90 years old. I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
I
my
haven't
pick
heard bad
my pick
things.
would be David Lee Roth.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like I get he's trying to like he keeps putting music out there and then he's doing some sort of I don't know what his show is kind of like. It's got like it's kind of like more of a variety hour. I don't know, but I think he's probably
that's a good
kind
one.
of done. Yeah.
Well, he was never technically the best singer, even in his
No,
prime.
he was a great frontman. Yeah.
Yeah, showman. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So then I had one more. Uh, and so this is artwork. We always talk about artwork. So what is the best album artwork of the year? Jim, let's start with you.
Well, I'm gonna go with my favorite artwork is Warfield.
Good one.
You
That's
were
a good
talking
one.
about them earlier with the
Yeah.
old breed. This is killer. This is just so. I mean, even the back picture of the guys in the band just look metal. This is German thrash metal at its best. I think this is a wicked album cover. The Leprosy one, which I couldn't find, is another good one. But there's some great ones. You could even pick Halloween, Giants and Monsters. That kind of I like that sort of abstracty kind of painting type thing. That's pretty cool when you kind of get your eyes out of focus. It looks really neat. So, but I'd go with the Warfield one as my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Even the Sacrifice is really good.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah, that's a
red
good one.
background.
I love that.
It's like kicks you in the head.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm going with
Sodom.
Sodom. Good one, too.
That's a great
Sodom,
pick.
right? Yeah, I love that album artwork. That's pretty cool. And then we'll go to our artist, Ken. What do you got? I'm guessing something we don't know or something.
No, you've probably
What?
seen this, Billy.
Oh, okay.
The corrosive cover.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Toxic
That's a-
Apocalypse. That's a good cover. I like
I
that.
forgot
cover.
about that album.
Was that
Yeah.
2025?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's 20. Yeah, it was earlier in the year. I think it came out.
Yep.
Shit, that would have squeezed into my like
I
14
know.
15, I'm sure.
Good
I
pick,
thought it
Ken.
came out in 2024.
And
Jeez.
we saw them live. They were on the coroner show where they were opened. Did
Yeah,
they
I saw
not?
them a couple times, like because they're
Yeah.
a couple Toronto bands, so they tend to open for everybody.
Yeah, they did open for a coroner on the coroner show.
They've been open for Sacrifice, no?
This year, no. Oh yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah.
Right. They did, yes.
Yeah, I didn't go,
So
but I
I
was
saw them
pretty sure they
twice.
did.
I saw them twice.
Yeah.
That cover is really nice. I don't have a picture of it in front of me, but it's a nice cover.
Damn, that's so. I'm sure even when you guys reveal your list, there's going to be one or two I forgot and said should have
Yeah.
made my list. So, okay, so that's
But
cool.
that's a good album too. That
I
I
love that
remember
album.
when you got it. I know you bought the vinyl for it, and it was like, yeah, and you were going on about how good it was, and then I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good, super good.
Yeah. Jesus, now I'm kicking myself. That definitely
And then I
was.
saw them live twice this year, and they were good both times live. They were amazing live band.
Yeah, it definitely would have been in my top 15. Damn.
Oh yeah. It's a good thrash album.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Well, what can you do? Yeah.
It's so much music, dude.
All right, cool. All right, so that took care of my question. So we can go through, begin to reveal our top 15. We'll do it round table style. We'll go 15, 14, 13, go around, then 12, 11, 10, and so on. Ken, do you want to kick us off?
Sure, I can do that. So you want me to just do number 15, right?
Yeah, 15, 14, and 13.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Yeah.
number 15 would be Benediction
Oh,
Scriptures that came out in October 16th on Nuclear Blast. It's a really good album. I know it came out. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, it's a really good
forgot
album.
about that one.
Yeah, it's great. I for there wasn't a lot of really good death. I don't know. For this year, I thought death metal was not the best year.
Yeah.
I thought last year was a better year, but
Oh,
this
yeah.
was one of the, it's a veteran band, a classic thrash death metal band. So I mean, I think it's great. The album is fantastic. I love that album.
It's a wicked album.
Great
Great
pick.
pick. Great.
What's that?
Great pick, Ken.
Yeah,
I have it, and I didn't even I totally blanked on it.
And I don't think a lot of people talked about it this year. It didn't.
No, it got lost in the cracks.
Yeah.
I
That
think
and
it did.
Cancer.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
The new
Got
Cancer
lost.
album got lost too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, it's on my list because I got the album here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got it.
So next on my list is Necrodeath. They're a long-standing Italian kind of, I don't know, black thrash gothic band. They've in recent years they've gotten not as aggressive as from the past years. Unfortunately, they did release their album this year on January 17th, Time to Kill. And my apologies. Era Mortis is the album. It's on Time to Kill Records. And it is their last album, unfortunately. They've been around since 1988. I like this band a lot. I've had several of their albums. Long-standing tradition for like death and thrash. But unfortunately, they're calling it quits after this release of this new album. You guys should look them up if you've never heard of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna look them up.
They're pretty solid stuff. They've been around since '88, so there's a lot of music to go through.
Sounds familiar, but I never gave them a try.
You've heard of them? Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never listened. I don't know what they sound like. So
yeah, it's basically I would say it's like death thrash. Like the vocals are a bit more on the death side, and then the music is kind of thrashy. But yeah, it's a good album. I like the album quite a bit. I've been listening to that. I actually forgot about it because it came out so earlier in the year, January.
That's always a problem, eh? Things that come out like in January, February.
Yes, you forget about those albums.
Yeah.
It's funny. A lot of the albums that I remember are coming out like towards the end of the year. The ones I'm really kind of into. So it's kind of weird, but
well, they're most fresh in your mind, right?
Yeah, I guess you're probably right. And at number 13, I have Tombs. I don't know if you guys know Tombs.
No.
They released an album called Feral Darkness on October 17th. Now this is like sort of black metal, sludgy metal, and a lot of post metal. But I like them. They're kind of up my alley because They're not in one genre, they're in several. You should give them a go. It's the album was actually pretty good post Feral Darkness, but
I'm
that's
gonna
a
check them out.
yeah, they've been around for a few years, but they have solid albums. Every album that they put out's been really, really good. I really like them a lot.
Hmm.
So there's 15, 14, and 13 from me.
Okay, cool. Jim, you want to
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go.
Go for it, Jim.
So anything with Cavalera in it, I love. So Richie Cavalera's Insight.
Yeah, that's a
Holy
good album.
This is Savage New
Forgot about that.
Times. This came out in August 15th.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I claimed to be in my top 15. It just made it in, but it knocked out a lot of good albums that I'll have in my honorable mention. But this thing is absolutely balls out thrash metal. And I agree with you, Ken. I've got way more. I miss Benediction. I think Benediction, I don't know who they would have knocked out, but that was a wicked album. Mine is like, I've got a lot of thrash this year compared to last year. It was all death metal.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
So Insight, if you don't, it's Richie Cavalera, would be Max's son or stepson, sorry. And it just sounds, it could be Soulfly meets Sepultura old school. It is wicked, but updated sound.
Yeah, it's in the same vein.
Yeah. Love
good
it.
Stuff.
So,
good stuff. Oh, yeah. That's a good album.
Ken, this is another one. I thought of you. So I'm heading over to Italy on April 25th with Game Over.
Oh, good one.
End. Now, this is an underrated thrash album. I mean,
it's a good album. Yeah.
This band is phenomenal. And I know you reviewed it I reviewed it, you reviewed it. I reviewed it, I think, did I review it for, we both reviewed it, I believe.
Yeah.
But holy shit, this is one hell of an album. And I mean,
good album.
Yeah, the songs on it, Neck Breaking Dance, Grip of Time, but it's got kind of, I don't know how I would describe it. Ken, maybe you would be better at it. It's like it's got an old school thrash sound, but it doesn't sound like really any of the big four to me. It sounds like this could be a next wave of the big four. Like
you can hear like a lot of Annihilator in their sound.
Yeah,
that's the one band I kind of compare them to a little bit. Like not a lot, but you can hear the Annihilator in their sound. Yeah. But they're a good band. They're a really good band.
Oh, I love it. And then my number 13, thanks to Billy who brought this up. He brought it back from 70,000 Tons. This is Warfield. A killer album. Yes, Warfield with the Old Breed. This is amazing. And I got to admit, it probably, if it wasn't such a strong year, and I know, but it is just, and I mean, these guys are going against some heavy, like old school, some thrash icons this year. And I think this is better than the Destruction album. So for me, this is awesome. Billy, when you came back, I think you even texted us when you were there and said, hey man, check these guys out. And I went and pre-ordered it right after I listened to the one single I had, and phenomenal album. The guys are metal through and through, German. Billy talked about them earlier. So those are my first by 13, 14, and 15.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
We have a match there as well. Although my Warfield is much higher up.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 15, I don't have a copy. Like I can't find it or how to get it here in Canada without paying like $80 in shipping or something stupid like that. But it's the South American band Tyrants, Baptized in Blood. So the guys are from Colombia. But the crazy thing is, this is 100% old school German thrash. I mean, the vocalist is almost a perfect near match of Tom from Sodom. So if you love Sodom, there's no way you're not going to love these guys. I mean, so they're not the most original, but it doesn't matter. I mean, who cares? Like they're playing at an aggression level. Probably you got to turn the notch up 3 times over the current Sodom album. These guys really mean business. So I highly recommend people to check them out if you don't know them. This was I think their third album. I discovered them on the second. Number 14, do I have here? Yeah, I think I have here. Uh, yeah, here it is. So I don't know if you guys know this, but is this showing up? So this
You
is
got
a
a bit of a
band called
glare.
Species. The album's called Changelings.
Oh
No, I
no.
don't think I've heard of
This
it.
thing is a
No.
complete masterpiece.
Okay.
So it's tech thrash, but
Okay.
also with like definitely some prog metal
Mm.
mixed in there. Huge bass forward, like whole bass sections. The guys are surprisingly from Finland, which obviously is a big metal country, but you don't get
Hmm.
a lot of tech thrash from there.
No.
This would musically, this is without a doubt top five.
Okay.
It just, I mean, the singer is, I'm having a bit of trouble with the vocalist. So it's not bad. It's just like he's got some high, usually tech thrash is higher pitch vocals, and he has a bit of that. But like most of his vocals are more abrasive and gravelly and in the lower range. And so I don't know, like it's just the music is so bloody good that I love the album. And so it's 14, but maybe because I'm not the biggest fan of the vocals. But either way, it had to be in my top 15. I can't
Oh, I'll have to
recommend
check
it.
that out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not many. It's getting no attention. And then I'm going traditional metal. Much of my list is thrash, but I'm doing a traditional one at 13. This one might be hard to come out. So this
Hmm.
is Ambush.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In
yeah. I
all
know them.
dimensions. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like traditional metal, but from Sweden. Like I just love the singer, right? Like he's not Tate and he's not Halford, but if you throw those two guys together in like a modern voice, who maybe doesn't quite have the same highs they do, but has that mid range they do, like that's what you get here. Like the twin guitar harmonies, high energy. Like I say traditional metal, but some of the riffing is like speed metal for sure. And just the most catchy anthemic choruses. Like when it comes to traditional metal, like, and this is new for me. I didn't know, I've heard of Anthem and they have 3 or 4 albums, but this
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
first time I ever heard it and I loved it. So
Cool.
if you like that style, check this out for sure. All right.
Wait.
Those are my first three. Now we're going to go do 12, 11, and 10, and we'll swing back around to you, Ken.
Okay, sure. So number 12, I have Revocation, New Gods, New Masters, which
Mm.
came out on September 26th this year. A Metal Blade. Good album. A really, really good album. I love the band. I've always been yeah, you got it. That's great. I've always been a huge fan. Solid metal. Like, that you get a little bit of death, you get a little bit of thrash. This album has a little bit more of a progressive side to it. So as I think I mentioned this before, there's a little bit of King Crimson I hear in this, which is what I really liked. My ears perked up. So it's a good album if you don't have it, check it out. It's worth checking out. Number 11, I have Unleashed. They released their 15th album this year, Fire Upon Lands on Napalm Records. Solid album, solid death metal album. If you love Swedish death metal, you'll never go wrong with this band.
Mm.
I've been a
Funny,
fan since.
I didn't know that came out, but you got me listening to the old Unleashed stuff. And I've been
Yeah,
loving that this year, but I didn't even know they had a new album.
yeah. It came out. Not it didn't. It's weird. Like not a lot of fanfare for it, but 15 albums in, and they still sound fresh.
Okay.
It's one of the better death metal albums this year, like next to Benediction in my mind. But
Cool.
it's worth checking out.
Are they playing like in the same style they were in the old days, or are they more like modern,
It's the same. There's not too much change. I think
okay.
they're
Still
they're
heavy and
they're
still death?
yeah, they're still a pretty steady death metal band. They don't really change that
Okay.
much. But I've always liked them. Maybe they're a bit more technical these days, but it's still really good death metal.
Okay.
I buy all their albums when they come out, so I never miss it. And then number 10, I have Soulfly with Chama, which came out October 24th on Nuclear Blast. This is great because I know that Max kind of dedicated this album to LG Petrov, from Entomb, who passed away from bile duct cancer of all things. So I know the album was kind of dedicated to him, but again, it's solid Soulfly. It sounds a lot like the more. It's up to me. It's almost like they've gone more to like early Sepultura style. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I get out of it. But yeah, it's a great album. I like Max's work. This is solid stuff. But if you don't have it, seek it out.
Mm.
There you go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Jim?
Okay, so my number 12 will be, I don't have a copy here, it's on its way. Would be the Alcatraz Prior Conviction album. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, that's kind of a remake. Well, it is and it isn't. So, what's kind of cool about it is they decided to bring out this album on November 7th, 2025. And what it is, it's sort of a reimagined, like a redone, re-recorded, reproduced with with Giles Lavery as the singer. And I mean, this thing is amazing. It has 2 new tracks on it. So Transylvania Requiem, which is more of a kind of a guitar song that's sign of an instrumental that Joe Stump and Joe Stump, the guitarist on this thing, is amazing. So you've got 2 original members there with Gary Shea on bass, and you've got Jimmy Waldo on keys. But I mean, like, you've got Joe Stump as the lead guitarist. You've got Giles there. It's just phenomenal. So, and then the second song, which is a full-on song, is "Stand Up and Wait Your Turn," which is absolutely phenomenal. Another great song. I can't wait for their album coming out in 2026. But when you listen to the classics, like, they released Island in the Sun as their first single, and it just sounded so good. It's like an updated version. I get it. Like, there's a lot of Graham Bonnet fans out there, a lot of Yngwie Malmsteen fans. I get it. But, like, these guys are touring. They just came off, I think, they just came off a tour from Sweden and Finland and all throughout parts of Europe. And a lot of it was sold out. I mean, a lot of promoters in that want to hear what they've got. And I mean, this is such a good sort of a reimagined version of it, and I think it's amazing. I mean, it's so good. They're taking it to the next level, and I don't think, and it's got more of a metal edge to it. So a lot of people be like, well, this is Thrashcast, yeah, but this is a more of a heavy metal version of a lot of these songs, like Jet to Jet, more metal. Island in the Sun, more metal. You've got my favorite song that they've ever written is Starcar Lane, and that is such a cool metal song now. It's got such a metal vibe to it that I mean, I can't wait for their next album. I think it's going to be even more metal. And there's no, Graham is a great singer, and nothing against him, but I just think this is more of in the vein of what I always imagine. I've always been an Alcatraz fan, but I think this suits me better, and I'm so glad they decided to put it out. Hearing those classic songs just reimagined, redone, and the production on it's great. So I can't wait for my actual hard copy to come. It's just they sold out of their first run of their first pressing, which congratulations to them. So that's really good. My number 11. So going back to thrash metal, American thrash metal, we've got Nefarious, Addicted to Power.
Yeah.
This is kind of an amazing super group, a thrash super group. So you've got Caton, from Hyrax. I don't believe he's in the band anymore, or I don't know where. I heard he's not in the band, or he's not fronting it anymore, which is kind of a drag because this album is amazing. You got Rick Hanolt from Exodus, Doug Piercy from Heathen, Tom Gears from Blind Illusion, and Will Carroll from Death Angel. So it's the players are amazing. The album kicks ass, and it is, again, American thrash metal through and through. I really hope that they stay together, but I know I believe Caton isn't going to be doing any more Nefarious albums. So, but anyways, we at least got this one, so that's kind of cool. And then my number 10, which was my number 1 for the longest time, but it's dropped back to number 10, was Dream Theater, Parasnomia, Sonomia. This is an amazing album. I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, so for me, This was a great return. Bend the Clock, the song, my favorite song, the Shadow Man Incident. I mean, yeah, we're still looking at 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 7.5 minute songs, but it is, and on all the songs on this are around like sleep deprivation or sleep issues with sleep and that sort of thing, dreams and stuff. Great album. I know it's sort of a niche album. I find most people either really like Dream Theater or they don't care for them at all. And but being a fan, I think this is kind of a return to form for them. So really excited about that. So that's where I'm at there, guys.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I got two thrashers and one traditional metal coming up.
Cool.
So my number 12 falls in that traditional metal. I just discovered it recently. Had I had it longer, it may have been higher up in the list. It's Winds of Steel,
Yes.
their album Wings of Time.
Yeah.
I mean, this just caught me by total surprise. I love the record, but I only got it like maybe 2 weeks ago or something, so I haven't had a lot of time. Traditional metal from California, but just love the vocals. Just this clean, soaring, amazing melodic vocals. Many of the tracks are long, like 7 minutes and 10 minutes and 8 minutes, and so they all have that epic feel and killer guitar work, and it's just everything I like about what heavy metal is about, right? Traditional metal. What's good? These guys do it well. So I can see if I had this longer, it may be going higher up the list, but it would have to compete with like a lot of thrash bands to do so. But yeah, it was really good stuff. I'm very impressed. Number 11, I think it'll be on both of yours, but it's fallen down a bit for me. So for 11, I'm going Testament. So I struggled a bit with placing this guy. Like I would have thought it'd be higher when it first came out. Like we did a whole podcast on it. I had mentioned like I don't like I'm not a fan of the black metal influence, and again, it's not a huge thing. But then for me, there's like two or three filler tracks. But the tracks that are good on here are as good as anything in my top five. It was such a strong year, and that if not every song was killer, then I ended up with it down the list. So. But still, obviously, great stuff from a legendary band. And then number 10, I don't have a copy. We're a day early. That finally arrives tomorrow, according to my tracking. But it's the band Void and their new album, Forbidden Morrow.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
So again, it's a newish band, right? Like technical thrash band from Louisiana. I love my tech thrash. So, but this is still very accessible. Whereas I talked about like Species before, that could mean, that's not as easy to absorb. But Void, it's technical, but it's still, it's still fairly easy to absorb. So I think people will like it. Yeah, and like I'm starting to see it pop up on other people's lists on their top albums of 2025. So I'm glad they're getting some attention.
Cool.
Okay, so then we go back to Ken, 9, 8, and 7.
Sure. So number 9, I have another thrash band, Violator, from Brazil.
That almost made my list. Yeah.
Yeah, they released Unholy Retribution on September 5th. It's a really good album. If you're really into like speedy thrash with echoes of destruction, a little bit of Slayer, you'll like it. I love the song Chapel of the Sick. The video is wicked and the song itself is awesome. But they don't have a lot of albums. They have like 4. This one's pretty solid. I like it. I have all their albums, but this one I think is pretty solid. And at number 8, I have a band called Death SS. This is an interesting band, and it's my kind of taste of music because the album is called The Entity. It came out on May 9th on Lucifer Rising Records. Again, it's an Italian band. They're sort of black thrash, gothic, but the more current stuff is now almost sounding like Alice Cooper at times. It's got more of a metal sound, more in the vein of Alice Cooper. But they've been around since 1987. So if you're looking for something interesting, check them out. Their discovery is a little bit, yeah, it's moved from the harsher tones to a bit more of an accessible sound now. But I like this album. This album stuck with me when it came out. Again, I don't think they're very well known in like parts of North America, but I think they're fantastic.
Cool.
And then number 8, which I reviewed this for All Father Metal, November's Doom, released Major Arcana on September 19th. This is like classic doom metal, mid 90s doom metal that started from Chicago. They've been around for years. This is like their first album in 6 years. Their last one came out like 6 years ago, and this one is the new one. I like them. I guess they are similar to My Dying Bride, but not quite. Both bands are relatively came out at the same time, and I like both bands. I'm a huge My Dying Bride fan, and I like this one a lot too. So yeah, check it out if you like if you're into that kind of like that doom sort of doom classic doom metal, you'll like it. But that's my 3.
Cool. Okay. Jim?
Okay, so my number 9, I have it, but I couldn't find it. It's somewhere in my pile of CDs. But on May 2nd, Leper Colony released Those of the Morbid. So their second album. This is a German, Swedish. I consider them like maybe their first album was a little bit more thrashy. This is more of a death thrash. But an amazing album. Ken, you'd love the cover art is amazing.
Yeah, actually, I like the cover.
Great album. The songs Realm of Madness, The Age of Insanity. There's some great stuff on there. I knew that one was going to make it. It's kind of one of my sort of unknown ones that I love so much. And their first album was really good too. So definitely check them out. My number 8 pick, I don't have either. I've been trying to get a copy of this, but this is where my Sacrifice falls in at volume 6 that was out in February 21st. I mean, my God, this should be probably higher on my list. It's just I've got so many, and this is the year of thrash metal, definitely. I mean, you've got Sacrifice come out with such a killer return to form album, and I just absolutely love it. Incoming Mass Extinction and the song Missile. You guys got to see them live, Billy in Vancouver and Ken in Toronto. They came to Halifax a couple of years ago, but I wasn't in town when they were here. I mean, what a great album. This should hit pretty much everybody's top albums of 2025. So a great album. And then my number 7, and this fell back a little bit only because, again, it's such a strong amount of albums that are out there. I go with Warbringer, Wraith and Ruin. This is like it was his favorite show. This is one of my favorite thrash albums of this year. I absolutely love it. This came out on March 14th, so it's been out for a while. I think this knocked off Dream Theater for me as my number 1 until a few other albums came out. But holy cow, I mean, it's up there. I think it's as good, if not just as good as the Testament album. Just great thrash metal. So can't say enough about this band, and I absolutely love them.
Cool.
All right. So my number 9 is I always say one of the most criminally underrated bands in the history of thrash speed metal. So I'm going Paradox. With their album Mysterium. It's actually this not even open, but I've just been streaming this thing nonstop since it came out, so I haven't even had a chance to play it on the old record player. But yeah, I mean, these guys are German, probably best known for like their late '80s album Heresy, but the first 3 are probably where they were I guess, most known, but never big in North America. I'd say a mix of thrash and speed, at least for this album and lately. Really, the original vocalist and guitarist and main songwriter Charlie Steinhauer. He did everything on this album.
Pretty
So.
much. It's one man
Uh,
show.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've always loved the band and everything like and pretty much everything goes unnoticed. Like I've been buying it on like release day. They probably have like I'd say three, four, five, maybe six more albums after Heresy where they probably peaked in popularity and like then never got attention, but I love them all. So I don't care. This is just catchy, great songwriting. The playing is tight and just the shredding solos. Like I love Paradox. So I was hoping it would be my number one. I was so excited when it came out, but a
Mhm.
little hard pressed to put it as number one. But
Yeah,
halfway,
I reviewed that for All Father. It's a good album.
yeah, you
Yeah.
did, yeah, yeah. Then number eight was a surprise album for me. Uh, it might be hard to read or see from this. So death metal. This is Tribal Glaze.
Oh, yeah,
From
you mentioned him. Yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
So I don't even know how to pronounce it properly. Inveighing Brilliance, like Inveiging. What is that? Inveighing?
Invade. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't even know what it means.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but anyways. But yeah, this is like death metal from Texas. It's probably 80% old school death metal, 20% more modern, like mix. You get I mean, all these songs are centered around these killer breakdowns that are like remind me of Suffocation.
Mm.
It's 10 songs, but this is only 30 minutes. This thing comes in, kicks you in the head, and it leaves. Exactly what you want. It doesn't overstay
Mhm.
its welcome, and but it's still fairly accessible. Like I think newbies to death metal, there's hooks and catchiness on every song that it's easy to absorb. But this thing only came out a couple weeks ago. I didn't see this coming, but it's been on regular rotation nonstop.
Cool.
And my number seven is it's funny how things change. It's an album. We had an episode of a couple where we each named a few albums that probably wouldn't make our top 15 uh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
that we
Yeah.
wanted people to be aware of. So this thing ended up, the more I listened to it, the more I loved it. So my number seven, and this is popping up on everybody's top 10 list across the internet. Uh, Misfire, product
Mm.
of the environment. So, um, yeah, along with my number three pick, which is yet to be revealed, these are like I think the best of modern thrash releases this year.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
but yeah, these guys are from Chicago, but it's 100% Bay Area sound. Like if you
Hmm.
like Gary Holt's Exodus guitar parts, you're gonna absolutely love this album. And it's catchy. The songwriting is surprisingly good. I shouldn't say surprisingly, but to be this good for a newer band. So yeah, number seven, it's flying up the list. So you guys would like it. I don't know if you heard it yet, but there's no
I've
way
heard
you
it.
can't like
Yeah.
it. Uh,
Yeah, it's good.
okay, yeah, that's mine. So then we go over to Ken for six, five, and four.
Sure.
Okay. So number six is Coroner for Dissonance Theory.
Yeah.
Good album. I know we had a podcast on it. We reviewed it. Yeah, 30 years in the making. So finally came out on October 17th. Just a few weeks shy of Testament's album. So there's a little bit of a break. But
Yeah, but
this
you know
got a lot
what?
of talk.
You know
What's
what,
that?
Ken? This is exactly how we wanted Dark Angel to go, right? Like, it's another one.
Yeah,
The coroner hit it out of the park.
yeah, but I don't. But Corner's not been a band. Like they've been a band.
Yeah, yeah.
They haven't really stopped. Like okay, maybe making new music, but they tour and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, Dark Angel, they stopped playing, and I don't know. Anyways, this album is good. It's a really, really good album. If you don't own it, I don't have a copy of it yet either. Unfortunately, I still have to get one. But I'm like you, Jim. It's a bit expensive, but
Yeah.
I'll eventually get a copy of it. But it's a really, really good album. Number five is Sodom. The Arsonist, that came out on Steamhammer back in June 17th. I reviewed this for Allfather. Great album. I really like the sound of it. Like it's just some killer like thrash, but maybe a little bit on the deathier side at times. But they Sodom never disappoints. So the one thing I'll say about them, they don't disappoint ever. Good album. And at number 4, I have this came back out on March 21st. This is Lordy, limited edition, which a band that I absolutely love. It came out on
and you reviewed.
I did, yes, I reviewed that for Allfather. Raining Phoenix Records. This is like Finnish 80s metal rockers, if you want to call it that. This album is great. It's got a very 80s metal feel, a little bit of glam, a little bit of everything. What I liked about it was that there are songs on here that talk about we're collecting horror action figures, and it was just a lot. It's a lot of fun. But every album that Lordy puts out is a lot of fun. I've seen them live. They're great live. They're like a combination of War and Alice Cooper, which is the reason why I like the band so much. But this album surprised me. I was really impressed by this album. So that's my 6, 5, and 4.
All right, cool. Jim?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with some. I'm gonna go over to Britain, and I come up with some Paradise Lost.
Ooh, great album.
So Ascension. So this album here, and it's from a band that this album is phenomenal. The last couple albums have been really good, but it's listed as kind of a gothic metal band, but I think it's more of a death doom kind of band for me. It's got got some death metal pieces to it, which I extremely like, and I think that's pretty cool. I absolutely love it. This came out on when did this come out? September 19th. Silence Like the Grave and Tyrant Serenade. There's some great tracks on this. I really like it, and can't say again enough about that. My number 5, I'm going traditional power, and break out the Halloween album, Giants and Monsters. Some of my favorite artworks on this, but this album, now we have we've got 3 singers kind of taking the helm here. So we've got just the best of the best, I think, coming out. My favorite track on it's Hand of God, but I really like the kind of pop track that This Is Tokyo. I think that was the first track released, and it's really good. So I really love this album. Being a huge Halloween fan, it was pretty easy for me, but just great. That came out on August 29th, so just at the end of the summer, and I think it'll be on a lot of people's top lists. It's one of those ones that definitely a lot of people were waiting for, and I think it really hit the mark. And another great album. I think it was better than the last Halloween album with the 3. So I really like that it's getting better and better, and they're really finding. They've had some great albums, but with the 3 singers there, it's so cool. And then my number 4 is Coroner, Dissidence Theory, October 17th. We did a show on this. So, this is one of my favorite albums of the year. It could easily have been my top 3, my top 1, even. This is like it was one of those ones that I think, and we talked about this on the show, that this album, I don't think we thought, because after Grin, like an album's, like some of the stuff that came out, I think when you're sitting there and I don't think I didn't put I didn't think this was going to be a lot of substance. I thought, man, I think I was looking more forward to the Dark Angel album, and I was let down. This kind of came out of left field and was so good that this blew my mind, and it was really cool because I wasn't expecting as much from it, I guess, which is weird. So the one I was expecting from failed, and this one just absolutely exceeded my expectations, and I think all of our expectations. It was that good of an album, and I suggest people definitely pick up the Coroner album, check it out. There's not a skippable track on the whole album. It's just so good. And that's my guy. I'm heading into the top 3 now.
Okay. So then my number 6 is an album Ken already showed, Benediction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
good one.
UK death metal. I mean, I love Dave Ingram. He's like one of my favorite like death metal singers. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of, as we said, of death metal, but I kind of had the two that made it in there. I liked it. And I didn't realize that it was 5 years since the equally good Scriptures album.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was a
Scriptures is
long
good.
break again. And Scriptures was like after 10 or 15 years or something.
that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, these guys are on odd rotation, but also cool. I got to see them in Germany at Wacken this year, so
Cool.
they did a really good job. And yeah, Dave's voice is equally powerful live, man. Like he doesn't lose a beat. Um, then an album that I don't see getting any attention on people's top list, but I love it. My number five is Gruesome,
Gross.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I did
Silent
that too.
Echoes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, Death is probably my favorite death metal band, or an obituary. But yeah, so for those who don't know, Gruesome are a bit of a tribute band. But what really makes this album special is because they went into the human era and
Yeah,
kicked it out. So
yeah.
I mean, I struggle with is Human or is Spiritual Healing my favorite death album? But either way, they're right at the top. So
Oh,
when these
good.
guys
Yeah.
decided to do the Human style, that was it, a done deal for me. I love this, and it's not Chuck, obviously, but Chuck's not making new music, and so this is the next best thing I could get. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
kind of goes to some of our previous talks about new modern thrash, right, or modern music. If our heroes aren't putting it out for whatever reason, I still want to hear that. So,
Sure.
and then you guys, I think you both covered this, or maybe not, maybe just Ken so far. Sodom.
Yeah.
Did
So
you already did you already do this one, Jim?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, okay. I thought.
I give it away.
So yeah, the arsonist. I mean, yeah,
Great album.
it's. I struggled. I mean, we've gotten to the point where like four, three, two, and one are really hard, right? And so every day I was probably flipping at least one of the top four around. So just end it. So yeah, it's great, right? It's Sodom, and unfortunately, it could be the last Sodom album, right? They're going on an
Maybe.
indefinite break, so we don't really know. But yeah, if this is the way they go out, then that's pretty cool by me.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's it. Yeah, that's my number four. So down to the top three. Let's go back to Ken.
Okay. So number three is Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Volume 6. What can I say? Saw the show, interviewed Gus just recently, not long back. Great time. Hung out with the guys during the show. Had a really good time. Great album. There's not a bad song on it.
Mhm.
Missile, Comatose,
Yeah.
Black Hashish. It's all
Oh
good.
yeah.
And I think you're mentioning this. I think maybe you mentioned it, Billy, but that break, like having, or maybe it was Jim. Like Dark Angel comes back and they sound like shit.
Mhm.
Sacrifice comes back and they still sound good.
Yeah.
I mean, they had all those years off before The Ones I Condemn comes out as a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Another, 10 years go by, this one comes out and it's a masterpiece.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, these guys, they're great.
It's
I
as
like the
good as
camaraderie.
anything they put out so far.
Yep.
Yeah, but I know. I love their camaraderie. They all obviously don't all live in the same area anymore, but they're all good friends. They care about their legacy and their music. So when they do put something out, it's always good. And when they're live, they play things note for note. Like they don't like it sounds just like on the album. It sounds so great. And I've heard 20 songs at that show, and it blew me away.
And
But
they're
this album,
currently in South America on tour.
they just finished it
Yeah.
was the Chile show.
Yeah.
They're back now, but
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
we did
was
the one
just-
show, right, Ken?
it was a one show. Yeah.
Yeah. You
The
think
Chile-
if they went all the way there, they could have hit a few of those the countries.
I know. Yeah, they only had the one lined up.
Hmm.
Apparently, they did really well there.
Yeah.
The Chilean fans really got into them. So, but that's my number three. My number two is Testament, so Parabellum, which came out October 19th. I like the album. I know some people, they're mixed about it, but I really like what Chris Dovis brings to the band. The album sounds fresh. Yeah, there's black metal moments on it, but I don't have a problem with it. It works for me. I see people complaining about it, but whatever. I think it's a great album. I mean, not every song is a banger, but I think the majority of it is. Like Meant to Be is a great song. That Room 117 is really good. The Shadow People is a great song.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough good songs on for me to put it like where I'm putting it.
Yeah.
And then my number one, well, I thought about this, so it was like, what was like gonna be my number one? Originally, it was Sacrifice, but I've been flipping back and forth. So I went with Warbringer. I went with Wrath and Ruin. They're a band that I really, really like, and I saw them this year in concert as well, and I really enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me away. This came out in March 14th on Napalm Records. This is their 7th studio record. It's got 8 songs, 40 minutes long, and there are some killer moments here. There's some killer songs. There's some progression here too. So they also kind of use a little bit of black metal elements and some new wave of British heavy metal as well in some of the songs. But that opening song, "The Sword and the Cross," whew, it's fantastic. And when they played that live, holy shit, it was amazing. It's awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going with Warbringer this year. I think I still like the album. I listen to it very often. So that's my number one pick for this year.
Nice.
I thought for sure you were going to go Sacrifice.
I really was torn between the two. But I was listening to Warbringer a little bit more for some reason. I don't know.
I know. I mean, who knows why we do?
I just listened to it a little bit more, and I think I'm gonna give these guys the number one nod. It's a really good album and deserves a lot of praise because it's a modern thrash. We've talked about the modern era of thrash, like when we did the Evil last podcast.
Yep.
So I mean, Warbringer to me is equally as good as Evil, probably a little bit better than Evil, but yeah, well, that's my number one pick.
Cool. Yeah, good one. Well, we know, or we don't necessarily know. I know that Sacrifice will be in my top 3, but we'll see where it's going to land. Jim, over to you.
Yeah, so my number 3 is I'm going with Testament Parabellum.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with obviously this. I like the black metal elements of this. I like the diversity on this album. Room 117. You didn't label them all off, the wicked songs, and yet Chris Dovis brings a lot to this. I think the writing's really good. I think this is the album that everybody's been waiting for Testament to put out, and I mean their last album was really good as well too. But I think this is just they just covered all their bases on this, and easily could be a lot of people's top number ones. But I think it's just a great album. And that Shadow People is a great song on it as well.
Yeah,
my number 2, which I was battling between my number 1 and my number 2, Sodom. I've shown it. You guys have talked about it. This is one of my favorite albums of 2025. I think could be even I listened to this so much, played it so much, absolutely love it. Sodom's gotten so. It's just such a good 2025 sound to this, and all the songs are great on it. Just really, there's some good stuff on here. Battle of the Harvest Moon, Witch Hunter. I think, anybody's looking for the Teutonic Four, these guys have definitely, and some, I think have now taken, the Creator's coming out with a new album early in January, so we'll see where that goes. So far, I like what I'm hearing. But this Sodom album blew me away. And my number 1 pick, I'm going way out in left field here, but this is something that I really, really liked and was looking forward to. And I like the first 2 albums that came out. I'm breaking out Dragon's Claw, Moving Target.
Oh, yeah. We talked all about that, yeah.
Traditional, it's really great album. Traditional prog, elements of prog, a traditional sound. You can have everything from a Maiden to some sounds of Queensryche on here, but better, and I just love it. This is another band. They had 2 albums out, I think 2010 and 2012, I believe, and then they sort of kind of went dormant. This is got Giles Lavery as the singer as well, and this is his band that he put together. That what's great about it is Thomas Mergler, who did the production on this, phenomenal, and it's just a great album. And I think my favorite song on it, Ghost Soldiers. And there's just so much. There's elements of maybe some glam on here, but it's very proggy but traditional, and it's so cool. This is I don't know if it was like Warlord meets Queensryche, but has some elements of Iron Maiden on it. It just really scratched that itch, and I gotta admit, really love it. Check it out if you haven't heard it. And I was flip-flopping between this and Sodom. Huge thrash fan, but this I don't know, I was playing it a lot more, so that's my number one album this year.
And it's funny, that name makes me think like black metal or something.
Yeah.
Right, by the name of the band. But,
yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll have to give that a listen. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, you'll like it, Billy. You're a prog metal fan, but it's traditional, heavy. It's just so cool. You got to check it out.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah, you liked it.
I've heard it. Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, my top three, all three of them have already been mentioned by you guys, or maybe all, multiple of you guys.
Foreigner, Sacrifice, and Warbringer.
So you got one wrong, but it starts with a W.
There you go.
So,
Warfield, yes.
Warfield for me is number 3, and I know someone might be like, "Oh, that's like crazy to put it ahead of Sodom," and Sodom's one of my favorite thrash bands of all time. I just think this album just has so much youthful energy.
Yeah.
As much as I love Sodom doesn't have that anymore. They had Persecution Mania, but then naturally the band progressed and got more refined. These are just three kids that just want to play like fast and hard, right? So I love it. So I mean, you guys talked about it too. And so the big reveal, will it be Coroner or will it be Sacrifice? It is Coroner, my number 2. So I mean, this is without a doubt the biggest surprise of I should have done a question, what's the biggest surprise of the year? And everybody says the same, right? Everybody loves this album. And the interesting thing is I keep seeing like huge band members. Like Alex Skolnick posted about this album, and like all these like major like thrash people have been posting how good, and I can't ever remember an album where so many mainstream legendary thrash musicians kept posting about an album as this is. So I mean, it's good, but I have to be honest, when I go back, it's just thrash metal perfection. And I don't want anyone to say I'm biased because I'm Canadian and we're all Canadian, but this is just damn well amazing, right?
Yeah.
And every song's great. And it's not like your typical thrash album where every song sounds the same. There's still a lot of variety in the songwriting.
Oh yeah.
The band's just great at writing bloody catchy thrash tunes, right?
Yeah.
For them to do it for so consistently for so long. Like I could never say Sodom's better than this, and they've both been around for that legendary amount of time. But this is just heads and tails above everything anybody's done this year. So love it.
I agree.
Love it.
Good album.
So is that maybe no? We've had a few that's on all 3 of our lists.
Yep.
I was gonna say Coroner and Sacrifice, but we had a couple more, I think.
Yeah, we had Testament.
Sodom.
Like for me, I would have Warbringer would have been like my number 16.
Was it? Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I don't know, like I like it. It's a great album, and it didn't click as much as some of the others did. So
okay.
But that was one that I missed that you guys had for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So that wraps up our list. So Guys, if you guys can once the video goes up, list your top 15 in the comments.
Mhm.
I'll put
Yes, yeah,
mine
we'll
in
do
as
that. Yeah,
well.
yeah,
And
yeah.
again, I'd love for people to post. If you don't want to do top 15, post your top five or your
Yeah.
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Let's
Or
get
maybe just your favorite album of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get some discussion going, or anything
Absolutely.
we had that makes you want to puke. By all means, come out and and say it. So, uh, all right, cool. Before I start to wrap it up, anything else you guys want to say about 2025?
No, it's been a good year.
Yeah.
It's been a good year. We'll see where it's exciting going into 2026. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
And the only thing I'll say is Merry Christmas. It's coming around the corner since this is being posted this week. But yeah, no,
Okay, cool.
I'm
Awesome.
excited.
Yeah, and so on that note, we're obviously approaching the holidays. So this will be the last episode you'll likely see this year, and we'll be back early in the new year. I guess we'll hit episode number 100 in the new year,
Yeah, we will this
2026.
year. Yes,
So that'll be pretty
That
crazy.
we'll
will
be
be. Yeah.
aiming for
Uh,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
no kidding, eh? So yeah, I wish everyone happy and safe holidays and New Year and all that fun stuff. It's been great being here with everybody
Yep.
for 70 over 70 episodes. So and
Yep.
being with you guys, it's been a lot of fun and I think we got something special going. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode and tuning in all year, both newcomers and old comers. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see everybody in the new year.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Take care.